All right. Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Thanks for being here. We are going to go ahead and get started.
Yes.
And you want to tell them?
Yes. So, welcome to the God's Natural Girl cooking class. So, basically, what we do here is thank you. Basically, what we do here is that we show you guys how to eat. I'm gonna hold this. She's all like. So yeah, basically just different ways to eat. So whether you're vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian, flexitarian.
Yes.
See, I don't cheat. I'm a flexitarian. So I always tell people I do eat meat. I like meat, but I eat it in moderation. Everything is okay in moderation. But if you were called to be a total vegan or vegetarian, we definitely give you options for that. So today what we're going to be going over is just some Daniel fast friendly meals. So usually most churches and people, they do the Daniel fast at the beginning of the year. So we want to kind of give you some tools and some tips just to spice up your meal. If you get tired of eating beans, and if you get tired of eating carrots because you're like, I don't know what to eat, so all I can eat is this carrot. All I can eat is this apple. We're going to give you some options. There's more to life than an apple.
Bread and water.
Can't even have bread because it's got yeast in it. But you can have water. Yeah, so we just, most people they'll just be like, well, I can't eat nothing because we on the Daniel fast. No, you can still eat on the Daniel fast, but it's really just giving your body a rest. So one of the things, Dr. Chiquita, she is a full vegan, flexitarian, vegetarian person. But she did vegan for a while. First she started off vegetarian. I'll let her tell the story. Me, on the other hand, I try to go plant-based, or I try to eliminate meat out of my week at least twice a week, sometimes 3. It just kind of depends on my body. So I pay attention to what my body is saying. My body's like, we're good on meat. I don't eat meat. So, and we don't want no sugar. We don't want no dairy. I cut it out of my diet. So.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then I'll tell them about the menu.
Okay, that's what I thought we were going to tell them.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys about the menu for today. So we are going to give you guys a little bit of everything. So you're going to get breakfast, lunch, dinner, a snack, dessert. Okay, you're going to get a little bit of everything. So for breakfast today, Dr. Chiquita is going to be making her famous.
I'm making a tofu scramble.
And what's in that tofu scramble?
I'm going to break it down as I do it.
Okay.
All you get is the name of the dish.
She gonna get the dish.
I'll tell you what it is as we go.
We'll also be making a zucchini pasta for lunch. And then for dinner, we're going to be doing some tacos. And for your snacks, we have a bunch of different snacks out, but I'm going to be making a dip today for you guys. It's a lemon mint pea dip. It's very good. I know, right? I know their faces is just hilarious. But I promise you guys will be very pleased and happy with it.
Yeah.
And then dessert, we're having brownies.
And it's all vegan.
And it's all vegan. No dairy.
Everything we're making today, you can eat on the Daniel's fast.
No dairy, no extra added sugar. Yes, we're going to get it in.
Yeah, exactly.
So while she's over here making her scramble, I'm going to be over here making your guys' dip. So you guys can kind of look and see, watch us do what we do.
Right. Okay, though. So, veggie scramble. The reason it's tofu is because as the vegan, now, first of all, you know the difference between, I think, both of y'all have been, is this your first time coming? Okay. So, the difference in, let me break it down real quick, was what? Carnivores are people who eat meat. So carnivores eat meat. Pescatarians drop out all meat, but they'll eat seafood. So a pescatarian is somebody who does not eat, anything, no chicken, no beef, no gyros, anything that's meat, they don't eat. But they do eat seafood. And so so pescatarian is something that they'll eat. Then the other thing, oh, look at the mother. Thank God for the mothering spirit. Yeah. And so then the pescatarians again do the seafood. Then the next one is going to be vegetarians. Vegetarians drop out seafood and meat, but still eat everything else. So that means as a vegetarian, you can still have eggs, you can still have cheese, you can still have milk. Okay, if somebody was to cook some greens with meat and use meat to season it, you just take the meat out and you can eat the vegetables. That's vegetarian. If you want to use chicken broth to season your vegetables, you can do that as a vegetarian. You just don't eat the meat. So as a vegetarian, you can have all of that, food seasoned with meat. You can have food seasoned with meat. You can have your regular breads because of the yeast and all of that as a vegetarian. Vegan is the one that's the strictest. Vegan is where you drop out anything that had anything to do with an animal.
Yes.
So that means no eggs, no milk, no cheese.
If it had a mama, you can't have it.
I like her. She said no fun.
No, it is fun. Today you're going to learn fun. Because in this class, we're actually going to do a vegan class. Good. So vegan is fun. It's a little more challenging when it comes to, depending on what your lifestyle, how often you're able to cook and do things, and what you can do. And so with I'm still trying to figure out how to get this to go. It's not, look, I feel something warm, but it ain't
It's
what
the
I want.
oven.
Oh, it's the oven. Gotcha.
Come over there and help you out.
Yes. Help us out. Help us out. And so, yes, you want to tell them what you're doing in the dip?
Yes, so in the dip that I'm making today,
I can see it.
I know I'm coming. Hi. Hi again. Okay, so in the dip that I'm making, it's a pea mint dip. So you can use this to dip chips in it, crackers, or whatever the case may be. You like to dip vegetables. And
A spread. You can use it as a spread,
Yep.
like on your sandwiches.
On your sandwiches. And basically I like to call it a one blender recipe. So you just throw everything in your blender and then it's good to go. So this has peas, it's gonna have olive oil, lemon, mint, some salt, and some pepper. And that's it. Simple enough, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
They call it a dip. I call it a pea hummus. I call it like the
Hummus.
yeah. And so but back to what I was saying about the vegan. So again, with vegan, you can have everything else. You just use alternatives. And I will break down some of the other things in a little bit. Okay, great. You got up to 4. I had it up to 3.
Oh, that's the bag.
And so we're gonna get this stove right in just a moment here. There we go. Alrighty. So for breakfast in the morning, I like to make I like scrambled eggs. I always liked eggs. That was one of the reasons why it took me a long time to go vegan. Because I was like, I cannot give up my eggs. And when I realized I was gonna give up eggs, I was like, okay, what can I eat instead? So there's a thing called scrambled tofu. This is tofu. This is the extra firm tofu. Literally, all you do is just break it up. Okay? So as you're breaking it up, you just you're crumbling it. Now, because it's a firm one, this one's a little bit tougher to break up. The other ones are like real easy to crumble. But I like them better firm. The more firm, the better for me. So, you crumble it up, as you can see. Let me turn this fire down a little bit, Marcia.
Mm-hmm.
My hands are filthy. There we go. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so as you crumble this up, I know you're thinking, how in the world is tofu gonna look like eggs? It's going to look like eggs when we get done. And literally, to the carnivore, when they look at it, they'll be like, I thought you don't do dairy. And you all have seen me wash my hands, so y'all know my hands are clean. Everything that you put in your eggs, now I like loaded, when I do my breakfast, if I was doing scrambled eggs, I would have onions in it. I'd have some bell peppers in it. I like loaded eggs. Even if I scramble them, I kind of make my own what I call a breakfast bowl. And so, as a breakfast bowl, where do we put the bell peppers? Here we go. Got my onions, got my bell peppers. It's a real pretty dish when you get done with everything. So you have your oil that you put in, you just kind of stir it up. Now tofu takes a little longer to cook versus regular eggs. Eggs cook at a quick time. Tofu is gonna take a minute, so not a problem. We'll still get that all scrambled up, and then you just season it like you would your eggs. Except since it's tofu, tofu takes on the flavor that you give it. So whatever seasoning you use, let's get this breaking loose here. It's still not coming out. This is in here. Okay. So I'm gonna go with some Himalayan salt.
Here you go. Yeah.
Okay. Did we get it? Cool. All right. Work, work, work. I'm gonna have some muscles when I get done with this one. It's still not breaking up like I want. You got a knife? Thank you. Did you have black pepper over there? You don't? Oh, cool. Yeah. Can you pass me a spoon from over there, y'all? Matter of fact, I can't open this. My hands are wet. So, you basically stir it up, you get it going. Now, what's going to shock you at first is looking kind of like this, okay? So, as this is looking like that, now you can either use, there's a seasoning called mustard, it's ground mustard, and that'll make it yellow. But I like turmeric because turmeric is good for a whole lot of reasons. Marcia can tell you all the stuff.
I love
turmeric. Yes. And so turmeric is going to give it that yellow. Thank you.
So that way it pulls you to thinking. Yeah. I'm sticking this in the blender. We're going to mix it for a few moments just so it gets clear. So it's going to get a little lavender, guys. And the wide.
There we go. Now we got some seasoning on here. And believe it or not, tofu does take a lot of seasoning sometimes. Now it's not going to be over salty, don't worry about that. But it does take to get it to where it has a flavor. Okay. Now, as y'all know, turmeric doesn't take a whole lot to do what it does. But it's the magic for your tofu. Give me just a second, I'll show you what it did.
Stir it up a little bit. If you have a picture bullet at home, it makes it a lot easier. Alright.
See how that turned that to where it looks like scrambled eggs.
Bamboozlement.
I know. The first time Isaac saw it, he was like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's wrong, just tricking people." He was like, "That ain't even right. What kind of madness is this?" But it is good. And so you can actually do just that. Now, if you're at home, you want to do veggie sausage, you can add you some grumbles in there, some veggie sausage or what have you. This same mix that we're going to make, today we're just serving it like a breakfast bowl. But you can put it in some tortilla wraps and make you make you some breakfast burritos, what have you. Yeah, so I always make the whole thing when I do it. I don't just use half of mine. When I make it, I make a big thing of it, and I just put it in the refrigerator. Some days I'll feel like lunch, and it'll be a burrito. Some days it'll just be a breakfast bowl, and I add salsa, like I would if I was at IHOP. Or somewhere. Look, see? Creative ideas, right? She's like, okay. I do a lot of my prep. When it comes to being plant-based or doing anything with that, most of the time, since it takes time to cook the stuff or time to prepare, it's easier to just go ahead and make it in bulk, because you're going to go through it before the end of the week anyway. So what we're gonna add to this is gonna be potatoes and sauteed mushrooms. And so it'll be a potato, sauteed mushrooms, and this. If it would have been eggs, it'd have been scrambled eggs, mushrooms, and potatoes. Yes, thank you. I normally do the tofu separate, simply because of how long it takes for it to cook. And then the rest of the stuff I'll cook separate, and then I'll mix them together. Any questions on any of this or other breakfast ideas? So this is something, like I said, you can turn into lunch later as a burrito. Another thing I've done is if I make it a burrito, I'll add quinoa to it. Did I say it right?
Quinoa.
Yes, I'll add quinoa to it, just as a filler.
I have a question.
Yes, by all means. Yes, your question is.
Okay, so my question is, how long does tofu cook?
Tofu.
Tofu. Yeah, there we go.
That's a good question.
I knew it was something big.
Huh?
Something big.
No,
How long
something.
does tofu cook?
I probably cook it about 10 minutes or so, and then sometimes maybe a little longer, just depends. But if you do let it cook, like I said, normally, if I was at home, I would cook it. Sometimes I let it get really done, like I said, a little bit of brown. You don't have to. But I've seen them say about 10, 15 minutes at a time. And so, it's doing really good. It's looking great. Hi. Thank you for coming.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. And so that's one of the breakfast things. Another thing you can do with tofu for breakfast. How many like fried eggs?
Yes.
Okay, so you can take your tofu and slice it. Make thin slices and put your little oil in the skillet and just season each side and fry it up. And you actually had one of those sandwiches. Was that not the bun? Yeah, I'll do those and either use veggie sausage or veggie bacon and make it like a fried egg and bacon sandwich. Now, as a vegan, I can't do, whenever I'm doing my vegan state, now whenever I'm home and not traveling, I'm vegan because everything I need is at home. When I travel, it's harder to eat vegan because everything, if I'm going to pick up something on the go, the bread has milk in it, the bread has eggs in it or something. And I don't have the luxury, to do like I would if I was home. So that's why I'm flexitarian. I go between vegan and vegetarian. So if you notice I think the heat is more on this side of the pan than the other. If you notice the pictures on my Facebook says vegan/vegetarian, it's because they go between the two. And so this right now, what we're making is a tofu scramble for breakfast. So this is it's not eggs. This is actually tofu. What I did was took the extra firm tofu, crumbled it up, and then after you crumble it up, did the onions and bell peppers, cooked this in some olive oil. So, anyway, that is the scramble. So this part is done. And as I was saying to them, just like you would scrambled eggs, if you want to add some sausage in it, they have veggie sausage you can add to it. Or if you just want to do it like this, or whatever you like to put in your scrambled eggs. I always like to do, I like a meaty breakfast, y'all, and I'm a potato fanatic. The only reason I haven't lost a lot of weight as a vegan is because I can't let go of potato.
Oh, that starts.
I just can't let it go. What was I going to say? Oh, Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
That breakfast sausage patty was at Trader Joe's. They also have eggplant, breaded eggplant cutlets is what they call it.
They're so
that you can turn into eggplant parmesan. But I figured out how to make them myself. And people always ask, is it expensive to be a vegetarian? Is it expensive to do? It's expensive if you buy everything prepackaged and already made.
That's just
Most
like
of it-
regular food, though.
Yeah.
I don't ever see you buy the package stuff. You just do it at home.
And so, see, a lot of this is at Walmart, but all of this stuff that's up here in this little display area, they sell here. Now another, and can you pass me, or little mom, can you pass me the vegan egg? And I'm gonna pass that around to you guys. Now, if you want something that vegan egg, yes, this is a powder mix. When you scramble this up, it's not the tofu. It actually looks like scrambled eggs and everything. You don't have to have the turmeric or what have you in there. But I like it better. Although I did do it as a scrambled egg, I only liked it not by itself. I only liked it when I mixed all the other stuff with it. The best way I like to use this is like making baking a quiche or baking my omelet. What I mean by baking my omelet, mix it all up, put all my ingredients in the thing, put it in a pan, bake it. And then just, either cut it up or put it in a muffin dish and make a little mini omelets. And this is delicious when it was cooked like that. And it's like 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons of powder is equivalent to 1 egg. And that and some water, so I mix that up. But that's great if you're vegan and you're trying to cook stuff that needs egg ingredients. That's a good way to do it. Most people use applesauce as the substitute for eggs, but I like that better because I felt more like I was really having some eggs, in whatever I was using. And so I truly enjoyed that.
While we're finishing up the breakfast, I'm actually going to get started on dessert.
Yes.
So what? Yeah, I'll take it.
You want to turn the camera first? We only have one mic and we're trying to set this video up so that we can have that. Really?
Howdy ho, Winslows. So, I'm actually, while she is wrapping up the breakfast piece of it, we finished up the pea mint dip for you guys. And so now, I'm going to turn myself right over here so you guys can see me. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay, is my mic on? So, what we're also going to be making for dessert this evening is brownies. So, when you think of brownies, what do you think of? Chocolate, sugar, eggs, flour, oil, all that extra stuff, right? There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
So that's what you usually think of, right? But what we're doing is we're going to actually make chocolate brownies with only 4 ingredients. Okay? So, our 4 ingredients today, we have bananas. We are going to actually use cocoa powder, because that gives us our chocolate taste. We are going to use peanut butter. And, okay, so one of the biggest things people always say, well, I can't be a vegetarian or vegan because I need I need animals for protein. That's what people usually say. But you don't, because you can take protein powder, right? But who wants to drink a shake all the time? So, we are actually going to use protein powder. And that's another way for you to get your protein fix in an actual delicious way you can eat it. So, basically what we're doing is we're going to take these bananas, we're going to mash them up, we're going to add our peanut butter, we're going to add our cocoa, we're going to add our protein powder, and then we're going to mix it all together, and then we're going to put it in the oven and bake it, just like brownies. So,
I know y'all like bananas and brownies. Look at they're looking like. They're like.
Okay, I will tell you guys, the funny thing about that is the last class, you were at the last class, right? And I made chocolate pudding, right? Tell us about the chocolate pudding. And it was made out of bananas. I think that was like 2 ingredients. I'm all about simplicity. I feel like cooking don't have to be all extra complicated unless you want it to be. But it don't have to be.
Right.
So we made chocolate pudding and we had a couple of skeptics in the room.
Yes.
I'm not going to say no names. I ain't going to say no names about who my skeptics were the last time we did this.
All of us?
Yes, all of y'all were skeptics. And then you tried it, and then you guys were like, oh wait, this is actually really good. And I was like, I know, right?
Yes.
So with this recipe, you want to do the riper the banana, the better. So with bananas, the more yellow they are, that means they have more potassium in them. But the browner they are, they have more sugar. That's why.
It's been a minute. But
Yeah.
you come on.
Come on in. No,
No?
this has always been here. You just probably have never seen anyone use it.
All right.
Always a friendly face.
Yes.
To kind of watch and see what we got going on there.
So yes, and today, if some people walk in, we're gonna let them walk in because we had a lot of people who paid, and as you can see, some are late and some are just not here.
Right.
So we bought food based on how many people have registered.
So we're gonna
So
have
normally we don't let people walk in, but today if they walk in and you see that, I'm explaining to you now why we're like, come on in. It's already paid for.
And how come I paid? Yeah, it's because it's already been paid. The price has already been paid.
Yes. Jesus paid it all. No.
Jesus paid it all. So yeah, so if they're browner, it's more sugar. That's why typically people who are diabetic, they typically stay away from browner bananas and they kind of have to like get it right there in the middle, not too green, not too brown, right there in the middle, that sweet spot, in order to get the balance of the sugar and the potassium. But in this particular recipe, you want them as ripe as possible.
Now, yeah, I normally don't put the potatoes with the mushrooms. I normally do them, the mushrooms first and then do the potatoes. But these potatoes have already started cooking before we came. We started prepping them. So it's not going to take long for them to go. So I'm like, I may as well throw them all in here together. Just FYI, if you're at home and you do it, you're like, wait, what's going on? My potatoes still hard. My mushrooms are already done.
This ain't working.
Right. FYI. For time's sake, jumped ahead of the game just a little bit.
Now, there's also a new company. If you are one of those people who needs to be or have organic products and stuff, there's actually a new company online where all of their items are $3. Now, it's because it's not name brand. You don't have the name brand label on them, but it's $3 and you can go organic and do the whole organic thing.
Hey.
One of my favorite faces just walked in.
Right. Hey.
So what are some of the biggest challenges that you guys feel you have as someone trying to go vegetarian or vegan? I'm sorry, 1 second. Mic lady. She's the mic lady. She's coming with her mic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because we couldn't hear you underneath this.
Couldn't hear you underneath the fan.
She's so funny with this mic.
I just need this whole show.
Still can't hear. Yeah. She was saying.
You didn't know what kind of options you had. Nice. And for our newbie people, are you guys vegetarian, vegan, flexitarian, thinking about trying to change your lifestyle, or just want free food? Carnivores.
You've been watching what she cooked and what she put together.
And you're like, man, that looked good. I want to try that. Okay.
So a lot of people who follow me do Meatless Monday. They'll do it once a week. Some may do a couple days or so a week. Why is there an advantage to that? The advantage is, one, it gives your digestive system a break from meat. Meat is really just talking to the booth. Meat is I'm used to doing that all the time anyway. But
I got you.
oh, look at that. Look at that. There we go.
We got 2 mics now.
This mic is so funny to me. Anyway.
I told you nothing though. I just want to walk around with it.
Right. $15 at Walmart. She got everybody buying one of these microphones.
Well, Jack, today we're on
Look at it in the electronic section. Karaoke is a Bluetooth mic. So when she karaoke with it, she cracks me up. She video calls me with it. But anyway.
And if you watch Kingdom
If you saw she did Kingdom Nuggets the other night with this microphone. In the video that I'm going to load later, her and this microphone last night. But anyway, back to what I'm saying is meat, it takes your body a while to digest.
Yeah.
One of the reasons, I actually dropped beef when Isaac was maybe 2 years old. I dropped red meats then. The reason I dropped it is because whatever disease animals get, people can get. And
So
arthritis.
you wonder why people are crazy? It's mad cow's disease.
Honest to God, I remember thinking that. I was like, it's that. And but I remember I almost had a mastitis when I was with my firstborn with the milk situation, and that's something that cows get. When the doctor said that I was just one step away from mastitis, I was like, wait a minute. And that's it's a situation where it comes with the milk, you know, if you're familiar with that. So after that, I was like, hold on. Then, because I worked as a hairstylist and all my friends was having carpal tunnel and they were all having major, issues, I was determined I was not going to, I did hair 27 years. I was determined I was not going to have carpal tunnel or arthritis. And beef, cows get arthritis really, really bad. And so when I realized that, not realizing that it was the inflammation from the meat, I didn't figure that out until God had me go back on to get on vegetables to help with my back situation, and it got me off of everything else. So I've got the potatoes and the mushrooms and onions and stuff all cooked together. This is what we're going to mix it with. This is the scrambled tofu. So this is for a breakfast dish. Yes, that's not eggs. Look at how
I know, look at her face. She's like, oh, we have an egg. This was a vegan.
Because what we're doing, the reason we did a vegan class is because people are always asking me, hey, my church is going on a Daniel's fast. What can I eat? And for a Daniel's fast, you can eat whatever grows from the ground. Whatever is, all of that stuff is plant-based.
And I guess the best way to tell you how we started doing this is when I first met Dr. Chiquita, she was still a vegetarian. And so when Daniel Fast comes, like my church back home, we used to have like a little co-op group. And so we would swap meals and okay, we're all going to eat together. You bring this, you bring this. And then I just started getting real creative in the kitchen because I like food.
And I like to eat, so I was a guinea pig.
Right, so, I'd be like, hey, she's like, yeah, I'm vegetarian, I don't like to eat. I'm like, ooh, I got you. I'd make burritos, like my sweet potato black bean burritos, really good. And you wouldn't even know that there's no meat in it. You don't miss the meat. I think I made her that, and then I made her some chili. And then I was just like making her all these dishes.
Yeah, y'all had some of that last time,
yeah,
remember?
the chili the last time, yeah. If you
Because
realize.
the thing is, they want to switch me over to sweet potatoes.
Oh yeah, because she don't like sweet potatoes. Well, she do now, just when she don't know she's eating them right away. And then I feed them to her secretly, and she's like, "Oh, that's good. What's in it?" I be like, "Sweet potatoes."
They really do.
Yes, because I'm doubling the recipe. But you usually only use a cup, and a jar of peanut butter is 2 cups worth of peanut butter. So I just doubled it. So you're basically gonna mix up the peanut butter with the bananas. Make sure you get that all in there nice and good and creamy and stuff.
That's the whole dish, all mixed together. Look at that. So, that one is ready for you to come and try. You can come and get some. And we got some salsa too that they can add to it if they want to put a little salsa on it. If you want to add salsa to it, it's kind of like a breakfast bowl. So y'all can just make a line and come through, get a salsa and get you some of that to sample. Where's the spoon for them to, oh, there they are. 7 spoons right there. Need a spoon? Watch that. Can I get a spoon out of there for the salsa, please? Thank you. Thank you. All right. And can you take a picture of this? You're gonna need to spill it out.
Yep.
I'm on. I didn't use both things of tofu. I didn't put it all in there. So, where is the container?
Hey, look, let's check it out, man.
Oh, you don't need to pay?
You know it on my
This is going home with me. I'll just put it in there. Please stay in there. What is that? I didn't hear you. Right? Exactly. So, as I was telling them, Tasha, we had more people paid that didn't show up, so there's like a lot of food. I'm just letting you know. There's a lot of food in there. And one of the reasons you see me putting back half of this stuff is because I didn't cook all of this when I saw that everybody's not here. So.
So you know how you ask that question? What's the hold off on switching for meat?
Yes.
I like the taste of the meat that I eat.
Okay.
I need it to taste like chicken.
Uh-huh.
That's my biggest issue.
All right.
It's tofu can taste just like chicken, like baked chicken.
Make sure you show that in the camera.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do that right now. So I mix the, I'm all talking like this because I'm using it, so, you know. But if you look here, oop, the devil is alive.
What happened? Oh.
It was a fly.
No, I know that's right.
Shoe fly.
Yeah, she fly on.
Okay, so as you can see, it's a creamy texture, just like if it was just a regular batter. And all it is right now is the peanut butter and the bananas. Huh? You want to use at least 2 cups of bananas.
Show the cameraman.
Oh, now there's lime water here.
Yes.
For our citrus allergy, we bought you a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Oh,
And here's a cup of ice.
It's delicious. So this, let's say, yeah, you want to add some ice in it? Yeah, these are like water down.
I'll drink it.
It's water just a lime. It's a lime. It's really good. Period. You want to- Oh, I laid my hand on this too. Oh, yeah, my bad. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay.
How much, Potter?
We'll bring them to you. Still ice.
Huh?
Ice.
Oh, this is $9 at Walmart. Oh, how much am I using? I'm sorry. It's usually a half a cup.
Now, guess what?
But
Everything you're eating is
I'm again, remember I'm doubling everything. So because the original recipe, it makes 9 brownie squares. So I'm doubling all of that. So we get 18 brownie squares.
What is this?
So how you liking it? How's it? Oh, okay. She'll bring it to you. Yes. Good, good. I mean, it's a great breakfast dish. So now imagine when you put that in a tortilla shell and wrap that in a burrito. And like I said, if you add the quinoa to it, the purpose of the quinoa is to fill it, and it's also it's
How are you, love?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
And so you're making,
I'm making chocolate brownies.
And I eat very high protein. I have a lot of protein. I probably eat about 45
Visiting vegetables
and the average is supposed to be 30. She's icing it down. That's what's in the picture. There's plenty up there.
I've tried to not eating protein.
Who else needs some water over there?
So I put the protein powder in there, and then I also put the chocolate cocoa powder. I put it's 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, but I put half a cup because I'm done. So just 1/4 of a cup of cocoa powder.
Good. So tell them the benefits of lime water.
Oh, it tastes lot of water. It tastes good. No, it's actually good for you. It's kind of like lemon water. It's acidic, and so it's your body. It helps your body flush out all the toxins. Almost like a diuretic, but it tastes good. I also personally like it because I feel like it's more refreshing.
Okay,
That's just me.
so while she's doing that, I can go ahead and start showing y'all how to make zoodles.
Yes.
Zoodles is a zucchini noodle. That's what that is. So these are zucchini noodles, and this is going to be our lunch dish. It's going to be a zoodle salad. Actually, I'm getting ready to show you. I'm getting ready to show you. Zucchini. Yeah, I'm actually going to demonstrate. That's already done, but I'm just going to demonstrate with one. Were these already washed?
Yep.
Okay. Where is it? I have to cut the top off.
How do you guys like the mint dip?
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. So what makes the mint dip minty is I put mint in it.
Yes. Okay. So to make zoodles, you have to have, what is this thing called?
It's a vegetable
Spiraler. Spiraler. That's it. This was $3 at Ross.
Yes.
This one was $3 at Ross, and not very expensive. So you can do it with any of the squashes. But I love zucchini noodles, so I use this to make, instead of spaghetti noodles for pasta, because I'm not a even if I was a carnivore, I don't like pasta. I don't like the pasta. I just don't like it. And you use squash. Cool. And the spaghetti squash is okay, I eat the spaghetti squash, but I like this better. I like the texture of this better. I'm not gonna be on here long.
Okay.
I'm just showing them. So to make the zoodles, all you do is put this in the spiraler. See how it does it? Isn't that neat? It's the simplest thing. I love it. Now you can either peel the skin off. If we were going to do a cooked dish and I was going to make this into veggie spaghetti, then I probably would have peeled it. Today we're doing it as a salad, and so we left the skin on. It's just prettier. And of course, all your vegetables, vitamins and stuff are always in the field. Right. And so, but see how simple that is? So it's not a long thing to make. And zoodles don't take any time to cook. If you're going to cook them, normally I'll cook whatever topping I'm going to put in it first. And then I'll put this in some water for about maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Not long at all. 10 may overcook it. Just enough to do that and then mix it together. So, as you can see it's stringy. Now this one was just for demonstration. So I'm going to actually let this pass around so y'all can feel it. And feel the texture of how it is. Because we're not going to use this one. So, yeah, it just breaks apart. So, yeah, if you pass that around, please be careful with a glass bowl that belongs to the store, not us.
You break, you bite.
And so, today for the zoodle salad, you have, where's the tomatoes? I need to cut those up for you, though.
The tomatoes are right here. Yes, ma'am. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what does this look like? Looks like brownies.
It looks like the emoji.
It looks like a
She did not. You so wrong. You so wrong.
It looks like a poster.
That's wrong. And the emoji is not brownie.
Right.
You wrong, Keitra, you know it.
So we're making these brownies, you of course, because it doesn't have any oil or anything on there, you gotta make sure you grease your pan. So then that way, it doesn't stick.
Huh? Yeah, okay, everybody already felt the noodles? Okay. Oh, and they be washed off too, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it feels like work.
Feels like worms. Right.
No, it's good right now.
So this salad, you can really like with the salad, we just figured everybody would probably be okay with Italian dressing. Now, over in that corner too, I'll go over there in a minute and explain all the stuff that's over there, which is totally shocking. With all the possibilities that you have when you do plant-based. As I was saying earlier, I dropped beef 20 years ago. Isaac is 22. I dropped beef 20 years ago, beef and pork. I dropped pork because of hypertension, and that was something that ran in my family. I've never had it, and I still don't have it. All of my siblings have dealt with it, and thank you, Marquisha. No, you may have to. And so, anyway, but when I dropped it, I did fine with that with no problem. I did mostly fish and poultry for years. Then I did pescatarian. I was explaining to them a carnivore is somebody who eats meat. Pescatarian is somebody who doesn't eat anything except seafood and everything else. Vegetarian eats no meat, no seafood. However, vegetarians can eat vegetables that was cooked with meat. They just take the meat out. So like green beans can be seasoned with meat.
I live by highland right.
Right. They can have food that is cooked with meat. They just take the meat out of it. And then, is this enough tomatoes or we need more?
A few more.
Okay. And so as the line away. You sure? I think that's so what you wanted down there. Okay.
I'm looking for the pot that we were using like boil water.
Pot here.
Yeah, it's in the pot.
So yeah, we don't have a microwave either.
No, there's a pot. I used it earlier.
Okay. Cool. So but anyway, with the yay! So with the vegetarian again can eat everything except no, you just don't eat the meat. So if you want to cook vegetables and season it with chicken broth, you can do that as a vegetarian. If you want to, what else did I say earlier? Chicken broth, food that has been seasoned with meat, you can do all of that stuff. You just pull the meat out. I haven't used nuts as seasoning, but I use nuts to make crust, like your pie crust or what have you. Yes, it is the bomb.
It is the bomb. I make this
Oh
wonderful
my
apple
gosh.
crust.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I make this wonderful
I think
apple
you did that
crust.
crisp last time y'all were here. Oh no, you did the pudding.
Yes, it's absolutely delicious. We didn't make the apple crust the last time.
Look at how she looking. Look how she looking.
However, we make the crust out of pecans.
Yes.
Yes, honey, yes.
Yes. It is the bomb.
The crisp was for the taste.
It was for the what?
Test texture.
Huh?
Oh yeah.
No, we did a crisp for one of the classes.
Don't we do
This is the
crisp?
third class.
Oh, we did a crisp, but we didn't do it like the same like we usually do it. We did a modified version of it. But the last class we did the
pudding.
chocolate pudding.
Yeah.
And then the one before that we did
The
the
crisp?
we did the carrot bites, the carrot cake.
We did, huh?
Yeah, I did a
But we have-
plant-based carrot cake made out of cashew nuts.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm telling you. So I love nuts. I use nuts a lot, especially when it comes to snacks. As a matter of fact, so as a vegetarian, well, vegan especially, you heard her mention earlier about the challenge with your protein. I don't have a challenge with it. I get your recommended amount of protein a day is supposed to be 30 grams. You're supposed to have at least 30 grams of protein a day. I probably get 45 to 60 grams a day, and I don't eat meat. and I don't do a lot of beans either. Now I will do black beans, but I don't get most of that with beans. The quinoa is high in it. I pretty much look at everything and the protein amount that's in the stuff that I eat. And so I eat a lot of stuff snacks that have your nuts is going to be high in protein. And I'll do a lot of nuts. For me, I'll do almonds and bananas as a snack. The more protein you eat, the fuller you feel, number one. That's going to help you be full. Fiber and protein. Which, by the way, fiber, if you are fighting with high blood pressure, it runs through your, and it does run through, I don't know who's blowing on my phone here. Maybe the people trying to say they're trying to come to me. But, if you are fighting hypertension or high blood pressure, as a nutritionist who taught me this trick, what will bring your blood pressure down and keep it regular is high fiber.
Yes, I love fiber.
Yeah, a high fiber diet. And so you can still have a bunch of things or what have you, just have to make sure that you keep that fiber intake in. And that by itself, and the reason I went to a nutritionist at that time is because I was borderline. And they were like, if you don't do something, most likely you're going to end up going that way. And it ran in my family, how my siblings deal with it. So I was like, okay, I need to go talk to a nutritionist because I also knew I was 50 plus size. I was super sized. And since I was super sized, y'all can laugh, it's okay, I know.
Super size
Right? I was, yeah. And so with that, I wanted to go see, get some tips on how to get the weight off with the nutritionist. And that's when we sat down, she walked me through a whole lot of stuff. So over time, I've used all of what I've learned from the nutritionist, from the natural health people who helped me with getting over the allergies and all the stuff that I had to everything. So, funny story, on my way to Florida, no. Look, on my way to Michigan, I guess it would be. Before I went to Michigan, y'all know I got a haircut. If you follow me on Facebook, you know I got a jacked up haircut. And if you saw the pictures, you'd be like, oh, that's why she was having a fit. And so I was so upset and angry. I was in the barber chair. Literally, I'm in the chair with tears, all this. My hairline ran to my back, behind my face. One side was one way, one side was another way. All of this right before I had the conference in Michigan. So I was so upset about it. I was super upset. I said, Lord, I can't do nothing. There's little people in the room. Y'all read in between the lines, okay? I'm like, Lord, I can't do nothing, and I can't
participate in adult activities with people.
yes, I cannot participate in adult activities of married people. Look, like I can't do anything, and I can't drink, I can't get drunk. So on my way out of the barbershop, I passed the soul food restaurant. Smells coming out the restaurant, and I'm like, oh, you know what I can do? I'm going to eat me some meat. Yes. Y'all gonna hear this message again when it's preached. Because a whole lot, I learned so much in this message. So, as I went through all of this, I literally go through the soul food line, and I'm in this the line, and I'm looking at the baked chicken and the fried chicken and the fish and all of that, and I was like, I want no fish. I'm eating meat today. I am so mad. I'm in the line, there's still tears going down. I'm looking like somebody just died in my family. You know, people are looking at me like, is she okay? And everything. So I get up to the thing to order, and I'm still trying to decide, do I want baked chicken or fried chicken? The lady in front of me asked the lady what was her order, and the lady said, I have a side of oxtails. Ting! Oxtails. I ain't had that in years. I'm going to eat some oxtails. True story, y'all.
True story.
She's like, true story. So they asked me, what do you want? I said, oxtail. And the lady who served me looks at me like, okay, every time you come, it's the veggie plate. You want oxtail? I was like, oxtail. She said, oh, okay. So she fixes it up. She's looking at me like, maybe she's going to get it for somebody else or something. So I go in, go to do the little oxtail, get my little plate. Then I'm passing by Soul Food Restaurant. I want macaroni and cheese too. Loaded with cheese. Real cheese. Not my cheese. Real cheese. Now, if I was a carnivore, I still shouldn't eat cheese because dairy doesn't like me. So I gave up real stuff like that a long time ago. I want the mac and cheese. I got oxtails. Passed by one more line, and I'm like, it's a peach cobbler. And the girl in front of me said, okay, you really out there, huh? And I was like, yep, if I'm going to jump, I may as well jump all the way. So I take my little plate home. Now, all the way home, I know. I'm saying to myself, Lord, I know I ain't ate beef since I was 2. But I am that upset about my hair. So I'm getting ready to go here so I eat the oxtails, I ate everything, I ate the whole thing. Took my time, took me a while. First bite of it, I thought it was spoiled because I had tasted beef for so long it tasted weird. And but I made myself get where I was like, okay, these are good, all right. Y'all, when I tell you my body went into craziness, my body, it did. And somebody else told me, they were like, your body is like, foreign object, what is this?
You are now fired and no longer allowed to make any executive decisions regarding this body.
It quit. My body went on a strike. It was so bad when I caught my flight to, where was I going? Was I going to Michigan that we went with the twitch where they wouldn't almost let me on the plane? The flight attendants almost wouldn't let me on the plane because the nerves in my body inflamed so bad that the nerves were so inflamed that I had a twitch. My whole face was twitching by itself. I broke out. I had if you could have seen my right knee. My right knee, I'm on the cane, I'm on the wheelchair, I'm all this, everything. I'm like, Lord, everybody is like, okay, so what did you learn from this? My god sister was like, is your face twitching? And I'm trying to fake it, right? Maybe a little bit. It might be, I can't even reenact it, but it was just it by itself. When I got to the airport, the lady is like, are you okay to fly today? Because she thought I was stroking out. I was like, I'm okay. I'm okay. It's just not a good day, but I'm okay. She's like, I don't know. When I flew out this week, they recognized, they were like, oh, you look so much better. Are you feeling better? You're doing better now, right? I was like, oh yeah, thank you. Oh, we were worried about you last week. We were kind of scared to put you on the plane. We thought they were going to have to come down, with you in the air. Did you make it all the way there with no problem? I made it all the way there. I'm good. But so it taught me a lesson for my body. It's interesting how God had, who is it in the Bible? John the Baptist. His diet was locusts and honey. And it's interesting how we have to really get into the Lord to find out what is it that's going to work for us. Believe it or not, some foods are what's behind attitudes. Some foods are what's behind
Health issues,
allergies, all of that. Behavior problems. Food. Yeah, I think folks hangry. Sometimes they're not just hangry. They just got the wrong thing in their system. So, yes. So while she's doing that, the tomatoes are ready for the salad, Marcia. All right, so I wanted to explain this all to you. I was telling them this is vegan egg. So if you don't want to do the tofu thing and you want to look at something that's going to look more like egg without... What got this yellow was I used turmeric. There's also where you can use brown mustard. It'll work as well. And with tofu, whatever seasonings you put in it is what's going to, it's going to take on that flavor.
Can I pause you for just 1 second?
Sure.
Hi, Karen. Okay, so basically what we're taking is the zoodles, and we're going to put them in the water, boiling water, just so they can get softened like regular noodles. Okay, you can go back.
And you're going to see how long is that going to be in there? It's not very long.
5 minutes,
I told
maybe
you,
that.
yeah. It doesn't take long for zoodles, which is why I love them. So, this is the vegan egg. All of this is actually vegan. Not just vegetarian, but actually vegan. This is a yogurt, and this yogurt is really good. It's a vegan yogurt by So Delicious. Now, So Delicious is who I use for the ice cream. Y'all see my ice cream is my... Yes, matter of fact, can somebody get my phone, get the card out of my phone, and go ahead and buy one of my things ice cream. I had planned to do that. No. I want them to taste the ice cream. They can taste that tonight. Yeah, buy a thing. Yeah, on my phone. So, but this sausage is really good. So, like I mentioned about the zoodles, this is really good. If you just cut this up, add it to like a spaghetti dish, instead of using the spaghetti meat, I'll use an Italian sausage, just kind of cut it up, do the zoodles with it. I do a lot of the red and yellow bell peppers, and I love onions. That's me. But and this Italian sausage is in a lot of different ones. You want to tell them why you did the oil in there?
Oh yeah, so they don't stick and they get all nice and soft.
Yeah.
Y'all so smart. I don't know what they say. Y'all smart.
Okay, so this is the bomb vegan mozzarella cheese. It melts. This is how I make my dip. When I make, how you make spinach dip? I make a kale dip. And this is what I make. It melts down so fast. Just like grilled cheese. And it's so pretty. And it's delicious. And they have it in other flavors other than mozzarella. But I love mozzarella. You said I should make something right now? It is the bomb. So what I did, I was having a fit. I love dip. I love chips, but I always have to have something to dip them in. I think they just eat chips by themselves. And one day I wanted some spinach dip, and I was out of it. And I went in the refrigerator, and all I had was some fresh kale. I had some cheese stuff, and I was like, well, why not? And so that's how you figure stuff out. So I sauteed the kale, I cut it up real fine, sauteed the kale with, and I had, because I like color, I like my food to look pretty. So I had the red bell pepper. I chopped the red bell pepper real fine. I don't even think I put onions in that one. I didn't. I just had the bell peppers and the kale. And then I seasoned it with a little lemon pepper and stuff. And sauteed that. Then I took the cheese dip, melted it down, poured that over it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was in heaven. So did I serve that? Did we have that the last class? Was it? How did you? Look. Yeah, and how was
I saw it on the video. I just watched it on the video.
yeah, it is delicious. So when I do my veggie fajitas or anything, potatoes, what have you, this is tofu. It's made out of tofu, but it's like, now I think the plastic is on it. It is. The plastic is on it, guys. It looks, and it has the texture of sour cream. It tastes just like sour cream, except it's vegan. And you can get this here. This is the only place here in Sprouts, I think. Walmart doesn't have that. Walmart doesn't have the vegan egg. They don't have this, but they do have some of the other things. There's a lunch meat back there too that's like smoked turkey lunch meat. And now the Walmarts in Florida sell it. I don't know if the Walmarts here sell it. I forgot Chris. Yes. Awesome. Chris manager in the house. Awesome. Good. That is cool. I didn't know Chris had this stuff. That is good to know. Everybody. Oh my gosh, you just won somebody over the crest. So do you have the lunch meat? Do you have the veggie lunch meat? Yes, the tofu turkey. But you got like it's like the turkey breast flavors and stuff? Yes. Y'all, that lunch meat is delicious. It tastes just like smoked turkey. Just like whatever flavor it says, it tastes just like it. This meatloaf is the bomb. It tastes like real meatloaf. It's here. Yeah. Oh wow, it was back there in the freezer. So this meatloaf is great. This is the lemon lime one. They don't have these. Most of the stores don't get the one with the lime. I like the full lime. It's really good. Yes, we're gonna let that soften up just a little bit because it's real hard. Vegan ranch. Now, I like my ranch to be thicker than this. This is a little too thin for me. And because I'm like addicted to veganese, literally, I use it as a dip. When I make my fishless fillets, that is really good. Tastes like fish fillets. When I make this, it does. When I make this, instead of using tartar sauce, I dip it in veganese. Because y'all do know tartar sauce is just mayonnaise with pickle relish and a little salt and pepper. That's all tartar sauce is. And so I dip that. So what I did when I wanted the ranch, to make it a little thicker, I put just a little bit of mayonnaise in there and pour the ranch in there so I have the ranch flavor. And it makes it thicker, and I was like, I'm happy again. This works. Now I'm good. And it's interesting because you figure out what works for you. This brand, now they have all different flavored cheeses, but the almond cheeses are really good. You'd be shocked, they're really good. They have them in slices, and then I like to eat them on Triscuits, and whatever your favorite cracker is. Matter of fact, I make my own Lunchables. So my Lunchable consists of whatever your favorite cracker is. Mine is Triscuits. I'll cut the sausage down and heat them up in the microwave for about a minute. And my little veggie cheese, I got my Lunchable, and that's my snack, and I'm good and healthy and happy and protein down. So, the barbecue buffalo wings are actually there. I was shocked. These are good. I was like, ain't no way. Nah. And I was like, it's actually good. Okay. Now, I just saw this one today, and when we were getting ready to start the class, we had some people come in and saw our stuff from the West Coast, and the lady swore about it. She was like, you gotta try it. This is delicious. It's chicken scallopini. And I've never had real chicken scallopini. But I was like, yeah, it looks like a roasted chicken breast. So I like that. These do taste like crab cakes. And now they look like nuggets. You have to put them in the skillet when you make them. When you put them, everything that's up here follows directions. Follows directions and they come out like it's supposed to. Try to shortcut it, you're going to be real disappointed. I put these in the microwave and these in the microwave. And not good in the microwave. And then I went back and was like, okay, you're supposed to put this in the oven or a toaster oven. Well, I should have read that instruction, you know. So when I did it like it was supposed to, it came out tasting like it's supposed to. And these are, both of these are good. I make fish wraps, you know, put them in tortilla shells with your lettuce or my little ranch over it. And it's good. Same thing with the chicken fingers. But the crab cakes, when they look like thick nuggets, when I'm putting them in the skillet, I just smash them down flatter. So they look a little flatter. They're delicious. And this is a new one I saw over there today. Light Life has a new brown one. I like the Morningstar has the regular grumbles, and then they also have the white bean grumbles, which is good. And there's, I didn't get the sausage. I didn't see the sausage out there. The sausage patty. Morningstar has sausage patties that really are good. Chris has those too? Yes. Yes, yeah. Does Crest carry so delicious? Crest carry so delicious. Where'd the ice cream go? I was going to say, do y'all carry this? This one is salted caramel. You gotta do this one, y'all. You gotta try this one. I promise you, as soon as this gets a little salty, if I drop this right now, I'll bring something. But you hear that? It's solid. Yeah, it is solid. So I'm just gonna let it get a little softer so that we can disperse it in some of the cuts. Oh, there is a microwave over there, but we're not gonna put this in it. Look. I thought, yeah, we're just not gonna put it in there. So that is, all of those things are things that you can get here, but I like that you mentioned unit and crafts. So anybody have any questions? All right, Marcia, where we at with our salad?
So our pasta is almost done, our pasta salad. So we put in the tomatoes, the basil, salt and pepper, put the olive oil in there to keep them soft, and we put in onions, red onions. So we're just kind of stirring this up, giving it a few more stirs, and then we're going to serve it. Now you don't necessarily have to put a dressing on top, but you can, it's optional for that Italian dressing. So this is a hot pasta salad.
I thought we were doing a cold.
We did a hot one.
My bad.
Huh?
I wanted the cold. Yeah, that's what I thought we were serving with the cold. That was the one I wanted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so that'll work as well.
Perfect.
Did anybody want anything else up here? What time? How are we on time? Because we just started late since 7:40. Oh, the brownie stuff. And how's the brownie dip taste? I mean, the brownie mix taste. Cool. It's cool too. So let me try this.
Yes, that mint dip.
How y'all like this dip? How the little ones like it? George, how did you like everything? How'd you like it? Oh, I see the plate is empty. She doesn't like it. She ate it, huh? All right. She liked the dip. There's more dip up here. You want some more? Y'all can come get some more. So what other questions do y'all have for things like that? Out of these chips, which one? Yeah, and that popcorn is cheddar.
White cheddar. And those aren't not necessarily Daniel Fast friendly, but they are vegetarian and vegan friendly and gluten free.
This was Daniel Fast friendly.
Yeah, that one's Daniel
the
Fast.
Benitos.
The Benitos.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you can speak to that, Jesse.
I'm just trying to get someone that.
Oh, I see.
Future references. If I ever want to put down chips, I know what I can pick up.
I did. That's not what I said. Okay.
No, ma'am.
Exactly. Okay. That's fine. So you want to show the picture on the camera?
Yes.
And then we can turn the video off because we pretty much have cooked everything. Oh, the brownies are still done coming out. Oh, and the taco. So Marcia's gonna take it from here, and I'm gonna set my tired feet down.
Yes. So the pasta is done now. Take that off the heat. And it's kind of like, think of like spaghetti or like a, I keep thinking pot up on the floor. No, I'm sorry. Okay, that's much better. Thank you, ma'am. So, this is the final product of the pasta. And basically all it is tomatoes, zucchini pasta, onions, some salt, pepper, basil, fresh basil, and some cayenne pepper. So that's how it comes to some tuna pasta.
Yeah, you said we're gonna be some full up. Yeah. We did the whole baby meal today.
Just try to taste it.
I didn't make you do it. It was just my relative.
Just a suggestion. Yes, ma'am.
This was my new lotion when I go to parties.
Uh-huh.
And I need to take something to the party.
There it is.
I'm going up with this deal.
And the beauty of it is it's so simple and easy. It don't take a whole lot. Tell it I'm real simple. So
I like your simplicity.
simplicity is the key. So I'm actually going to be doing some tacos for you guys. And this just consists of black beans, onions, bell peppers, all that good stuff. And I think I mentioned the last time in the last class when cooking with black beans, I prefer to rinse my beans off and rinse off all the extra sodium and stuff like that. And so I'm just stuck with the beans.
Quite truthfully, anything you put in a can, you should rinse off.
Yeah, you really should. And get off that excess sodium.
The only thing I put in the can is black.
Well, I like red beans too, and pinto beans. It just depends on what I'm making. What?
Cranberries are not more good.
I told you.
Yes, sir.
That's it. What's that say?
Now you know why I thought why I was thinking cranberries.
Yeah. I was like, no.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
So I was thinking the wrong side. Yeah, this is sweet peas. Yeah, it's a fresh thing. Oh, that's right. Marcia, tell me what you did for the dip. Marcia.
I'm sorry? Yes, the mint dip. Basically it is just mint. I'm sorry, it's peas. I blanched just English peas, not sweet peas, but just regular peas. Blanch those for a few moments. Rinse those off. You want about 2 cups of that. It's white pepper, salt, sea salt or kosher salt. Mint. You want about half a cup of mint. And lemon juice and lemon zest. Zest of a lemon. Zest of 1 whole lemon and then lemon juice of 1 whole lemon. And then Eureka! And then put it all in the blender. You're good to go. Okay, so what I did with the beans, the black beans, I rinsed them off, and then I mashed them. My hands were clean when I mashed them. But yeah, so I mashed them first, and then I took some olive oil. We put the olive oil in the skillet, and then we're gonna mix our onions in there with our garlic. If I can find my garlic. Did I use all my garlic? No. Here are my onions. You guys enjoying that pasta? I personally like tacos and burritos and stuff. I grew up in California, so I love Mexican food. But I find it really easy, especially when we're in the Daniel fast, to eat. A lot of Mexican food is more vegetarian and vegan. Just with some minor modifications. So you're going to cook your bell pepper, your onions, and your garlic till it's tender. Olive oil. then we're going to add our beans. Picture and go fill it up with the water and that dispenser thing. You'll see it. Grab these brownies out there. Yep, ice cream brownies. And how many of you drink coffee? How many are like every day they need a cup of coffee? I am. I'm just gonna ask. Okay, cool. You feel like you gotta go every day with a cup of coffee? All right. So I'm gonna make you guys some coffee too to go with your brownies and your ice cream for your coffee. Glory be to God. Oh, don't worry. You gotta know everything. What'd you say? Yeah, and it's good. It's good for you. It's good. It's healthy. And I promise you guys, drinking it this late, you won't be up all night.
No, you won't.
You'll be able to go to sleep, no problems, no issues. Thank you, ma'am.
It was frozen. It was frozen. Hang on, here's the thing. You need to be hot and you can't do it warm. And because of that, you can only take off so many clothes and still be hot. Like you can put on as many clothes as you want, so therefore. Now that fall is coming around, now the temperature is 70. Yeah. Now I need to figure out how to make it. Yeah. I just that it is. During the wintertime, it's going to go to 75. It's just about to start. He's cold all the time. I'll come back and sometimes. Dry out. Yeah.
Right, see, and that's the thing, I'm like, you got coverings, you got jackets, like, you can put on clothes in summer day. Like, seriously, what if you get to the bear and you still, like, sweat, still standing there, like, what is that? Sleeper covers. Well, I mean, every now and then, like, but no, most times I'm on top of the covers or I scoot over the covers. Well, I mean, sheets is there, but as long as my feet are not, as long as my feet is covered, then I'm good. Like, regardless of, I need both of them. Like, both y'all have okay. My feet are just covered. But like that basically is my temperature. So like if my feet are hot, my whole body is hot. You just gotta just be on clothes. Oh, and then this is the rest of it. I don't like to sweat. And so I make sure that, you know, if I'm in the house, I'm not physically sweating, moving around and stuff. No, the air's gonna dry it up. You know? No, again, y'all forget me for saying that here. I'm like, I'm sad. But, you don't have to be so.
Okay, my copy.
So what?
It's my copy.
Yes. This one. Your purse is over there. She just put that pot there.
Is this done?
There's some.
Or is that cooking?
That's cooking. This is cooking.
That's cooking?
No, this is not.
Okay, Mama's trying to make sure.
Yeah.
Hello, people. I hope y'all can see that.
Do I like that ice cream? Yeah, I do.
What the name? What did you want to cut it? Like that?
Yeah. Right, slice, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all my secret when I make tacos, okay? Because I can't tell nobody, okay? Because it's a secret. So if we get out there in them streets, I know who's that.
You might want to put your microphone on this side.
Well, see, I kind of keep switching it back and forth. And I just need to stick it like right
Okay, mine on the right side.
here. Can you guys hear me better now?
Put it at the top of your t-shirt again.
Ooh, you're so smart. I feel like I have to keep talking into my shoulder like, we have a 30-27. Oh, boy.
Why all of a sudden I'm talking about some catfish?
The lies you tell, honey. After that story, you get no meat. Not a fish of the sea, not a chicken of the sea.
You know why I said that.
I know why you said it, but no, it's not going to happen.
30, 27.
30, 27.
Yeah, 30, 27. Instead, maybe we need to talk about the fixed fan.
Right?
Lord have mercy.
It's a 30-27. Roger. I'm making tortillas. So I personally like to make my own tortillas. I'm kind of bougie that way. So I like to season them and everything. And I'm going to pick these home from these ships. I'm like a little Brazilian guy with the meat and the salt. You guys seen that YouTube video? Okay, so I prefer my coffee French press. So eating your sugar.
Yeah, Yolanda showed us who you did. Yolanda said she already planned on telling us. Guys, day 12, we gotta hurry up. Well, they close at 9. Yeah.
So, tacos are done.
Yay!
And you still have room for tacos.
Yeah, I'm sure we got time. They didn't have anything.
Oh, yeah. They have time. We have time.
Decorations all over here, we have to take down. Alright, hey, it's coming to you live from the cooking class, and we have been enjoying ourselves. See that? That is a vegan brownie. Of course, my ice cream is brownie a la mode. But let me show you. Oh, the tacos are ready, y'all.
Yeah. Pop up yourself. Come get
Vegan
your tacos.
tacos. Check it out. Yeah. Oh my God, they smell the bomb.
They look like brown.
Yes. This is a pea mint dip that went with the chips. Remember, we did our snacks and everything based off of that. The tacos. This was the lunch. Was the zoodles. Dinner tacos. We've had the chips and dip. Different types of chips. We've had our breakfast. The scrambled tofu, potatoes, and the mushrooms. What else have we had over here? Seems like I'm missing something. We got a lamb. So, we got mother and daughter in here, parents, the whole family in here. Yeah, you want to see? Okay, well, tell them what they should do. Yes. So, what do you like the best?
Actually, the pea mint mix
Right?
and the tofu.
The scrambled?
Yes.
So she said yes. You love that? That was the best? Awesome. That dip, yes. Look, she said ice cream. Right. Look. The ice cream and the brownie. So are you surprised? What's the biggest surprise out of anything you tasted today? Oh yeah, watch it turn into the look at my eggs. Oh, there you go. Tofu. And I think everybody had a shocked look on your face when you found out everything was gluten free. Does it taste like it's gluten free? Tastes gluten free. Look, it's very tasty. Very tasty. Yep. So they are loving it. And Leah is going back. Y'all, the tacos are up there. Do y'all do sour cream on your tacos? Okay, go ahead and open this up, and then I'll just get that too. Yeah, and y'all can experience the sour cream. This is the tofu sour cream. So we got the sauce over there already. Thank you. But we are having a blast, so it's been fun. And Marcia is finishing up everything. Oh, I know that's right. She put the mint dip on her taco. Smart. Smart. Right. Right. Yeah, I bet it would be good.
Why would you get it to me like that? Yes.
I love it. So I'm gonna stay on here until somebody tastes the taco and tell them how that is. Oh, look at first person with the taco. Let the smell. Don't y'all smell the taco? And this is don't make out their taco. This is made out of black beans. Made out of black beans. And are these the corn tortillas?
Yes.
Steve, these are the corn tortillas. Okay, that face right there, spread it out. Look at it.
Some sauce on yours? It's like a sour cream. Put it on the sides of the face. We were sharing a plate. We're all sharing. You want this? That's okay. We're just the sour cream.
So how did y'all like the brownies? I'm sorry, I missed that. Sorry. I get cooking and I get the zone. I'm gonna explain the coffee.
Oh, Lord,
Yes.
get off before it doesn't get to go.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I can't tell the secrets of the coffee.
Now, what's the secret of this?
Oh, what? That?
Yeah, you didn't tell us.
I did tell y'all. Y'all wasn't listening. Y'all missed it. Y'all was having a meeting of the minds.
What's the secret of our secret?
Oh, the tacos? Y'all missed it. Sorry.
Let's not watch it together.
They ain't see it either. I kind of did it over here. So they be giving out all my trade secrets.
Let's not take it. Don't worry about it.
No, I just seasoned my taco shell.
We did or
I seasoned the taco shell.
oh, you do?
That's the secret.
Yep, that's the secret.
That's a nice secret. Did you get a taco?
Did anybody not get a coffee? Everybody got a coffee? Everybody got a coffee? Oh, you have a coffee right over here. No, yes, over here. You have a coffee too.
I know. Will somebody else?
Nope. Everybody got coffee? Yeah, you do. You got coffee. Huh? Tell you the secret to the coffee? Oh, the tacos. It's all in the taco shell. I seasoned the taco shells. I seasoned the taco shells with salt and peppers. That's it.
So what does everybody think about the coffee?
It is nice and flavorful.
That's a vegetable coffee.
Yes, it's a vegetable coffee.
How's the coffee vegetable?
Huh?
What kind of
We
vegetable
get
is
this here?
Huh?
We get the coffee?
No, you cannot get the coffee here. Well, you can.
It's the recipe.
Yes and no. Okay, so I want to make sure y'all hear me clearly on this. Let me turn this off because we are done. Well, let there be sound.
Oh, the coffee itself, I could.
Yeah.
Okay, so the coffee, I was never really a big coffee drinker. I'm gonna hold this because this is getting on my nerves. Got me over here like talking to myself. Never, ever, ever underestimate the power of the handy in living color. Okay, so I never really was a big coffee drinker, and because it always gave me headaches, and the reverse would happen for me. Like some people would get a lot of energy, I crash really hard and like end up with like a headache, be sick, the whole thing. So I just avoided coffee like the plague. So about a year ago, I was visiting on a ranch down in Texas, and this lady, she gave me something to drink, and I was like, oh, this is really good. What is this? She's like, it's coffee. I was like, no way, this is not coffee. It didn't smell like coffee. It didn't taste like coffee. I was like, what is this? So what she told me is she actually adds mushrooms to her coffee. Mushrooms. Yes, shrooms. Not that.
Y'all drinking shrooms?
You're drinking shrooms right now. So it's a particular type of mushroom. It's called a reishi mushroom. And what happens is when you put the mushrooms in the coffee, it's not like the cut up, chopped up mushrooms you ate. It's actually a powdered mushroom. So they're grounded. They're dried and grounded. And what it does is it makes the coffee less acidic. For you. So like if you typically get heartburn or indigestion from drinking coffee, you won't have that drinking when you put the mushrooms in the coffee. It also gives you more energy as well. Yeah, but not in a bad way. Like with caffeine, typically you get that energy rush and then you kind of crash, and by midday you probably need another cup of coffee. You won't have that when you add the mushrooms to the coffee. I pretty much have a cup a day, and I'm pretty much good all day. If I have another cup, it's because I just want another cup of coffee.
So you have to add that powder to the coffee.
Yes, I add this powder to my ground coffee rounds. And I prefer, personally, when I had said earlier, I like French press coffee rather than slow drip. I just feel like it tastes better. It makes the coffee taste better. This is like $5 at Ross. So you can easily invest in one of these. I don't do the whole coffee pot thing, but that makes about 6 cups. And this is also good if you have allergies or issues with allergies. This helps with your allergies. It also boosts your immune system. So there are a lot of benefits to red reishi mushroom powder. You cannot buy this in the store here. So I'm letting you guys know now.
So where can you find
Amazon.
it? Oh, well.
I buy it on Amazon. It's about $4.80. It's $11 for 8 ounces, but if you want a pound, it's about $20. But it's worth it because I've had this since October. It's the same night I've had it since October, and I use it almost like every day, and I've given her some.
If you want to eliminate the dairy, because some people use regular creamer,
Yes,
I use almond creamer.
yes, you can use almond
And
cream.
it's totally different than you have to go towards the dairy. So I use almond creamer, and I actually do the coffee cup. So I have,
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Okay, so here's the other kicker too. The coffee. Coffee is everything, right? So you won't be able to buy this coffee here either.
Amazon again.
no,
Actually, no, not Amazon. Costco.
Oh.
We don't have them.
right.
Yes, you do, and no, you don't. So there's one in Tulsa.
Wow. Yes.
There's one that will be here. I think it's January. It's coming here to Oklahoma City in January. That's the rumor on the street. But this bag is $15. It comes in beans, and then they have a coffee grinder there. But you don't have to. I think you can get this coffee on Amazon or order it online. And it's called Ruta Maya, and it's organic coffee. And it comes as whole beans. I mean, it probably won't be the same good deal as Costco, but you can still order it online. I like this coffee. It's really good. It's really smooth. It doesn't smell burnt. Because they grow it in the shade. So I had the pleasure of going on a coffee plantation last year in South America. So I kind of learned how coffee beans work and everything. And you don't want coffee beans directly in the sun because that's what gives it that burnt kind of smell when you cook it. Or when you make it. This doesn't have that because it's grown in the shade. So it's still grown, it gets its sun, but it's shaded. So you don't have all that nasty smell or taste to it, or aftertaste to it. But yeah, so you guys are drinking mushrooms. So, like I
Now,
said,
it's not shrooms the drug.
it's shrooms.
It's just acting slow.
Yeah, I know. It's not shrooms and drugs, but let some people tell it I'm slaying shrooms.
Yeah, that's what my sister. He told me. My sister's like, she goes dealer.
This is called, if you look it up on Amazon, just look up red reishi mushroom powder. Reishi is Reishi.
Are you sure they don't have it here?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Yes, red reishi mushroom. And if they do have it, you're going to pay an arm and a leg for it. Now, they also have it in pill format. You can buy them in pills and like capsules. And what I started doing is I bought it in capsules, and when I travel, I just take the capsules with me so I can break it into my coffee and then pour it in there so I have it good to go.
So who uses turmeric? Who in here cooks with turmeric? Awesome. Great. Really?
Yes, these are all
Yeah,
this.
I drink it as a tea at night with ginger, honey, lemon, and it helps with the
It
inflammation.
does. Yeah, it helps with inflammation. Exactly right.
Yeah, turmeric is good.
Yeah, I drink it.
This is y'all's, right?
Yes. Yes.
This is y'all's.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
For that amount of coffee that you just said to us, how much did you use?
A teaspoon.
Just a teaspoon.
A teaspoon for every 1/4 cup of coffee.
Where's it at?
Just a teaspoon.
When you use capsules, when you travel, how
Just a one capsule.
one capsule?
Yep, just one capsule.
This is just smooth. I can just,
Yep.
I feel like don't bother me like that.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I drink it. I'm just like, okay, I'm done. Leave me alone. I just want to sit and drink my coffee nice and silent. Here you go.
I needed it today and we forgot to bring it, so I bought some. And but I'm not gonna take it to the plane.
Oh, gotcha.
Hello.
Yeah, that should be enough.
Can we finish?
Can we finish? Okay. Bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
We found it.
So how much food do you want to take on?
I'm gonna put a little bit of salt.
So do y'all feel like you